What's good, family? Welcome back to the channel. In this video right here, we have Atlanta CEO's friend was killed right in front of him. He told authorities everything. Now, this is the CEO of Quality Control record label. And now, one of the artists that he had under his record label was Takeoff. And we had seen in a previous video that we watched how it was basically showing us how the death of Takeoff was foreshadowed in multiple music videos up to his death. And now, I'm really just wondering if this death right here was a planned inside job, or is it just something that happened? Was it just street beef? You get what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Let's give this video a look and see what information they provide.
The CEO of Quality Control, shout out to my...
You can stay up out the streets if you can't take the heat. Versace.
Baby, push how you feel?
Yeah.
How you feel? The only nigga I would go to. You ain't Pete. Y'all niggas said standard for that.
Southern niggas, so
You know what I'm saying? And if a nigga say, if a nigga from the South and say, you ain't inspired them to want to do this shit, they tell the motherfucker like, that real talk.
I started a lot of shit.
I said, I get it for you.
And guess what? You're doing a great job, but I'm very proud of all y'all success and everything you done. The mindset, you know what we're fighting for. We're fighting the enemy. This shit is done games of what we all think. Niggas don't get to see our struggle. Out of my respect, but y'all not gonna respect our
What?
After 8 o'clock this morning, officers respond to a person shot. When they arrived, they located one black male in his late 30s, deceased from several gunshot wounds. They were able to locate certain items of evidence, including some shell casings. Right now, we're canvassing the neighborhood, trying to find any witnesses or any video footage of what happened. We have been speaking with some neighbors who did call 911 after reporting hearing gunshots. At this time, we're still trying to determine a motive or who the suspects are. But at this time, we do believe that it was a targeted shooting based on witness accounts.
Look out the window, and that's when I saw, couldn't see what kind of car, couldn't see his face or anything, because he ran and got in on the passenger side, and then they took off.
According to neighbors, the victim had recently moved in with family members who lived on the street. The circumstances surrounding the shooting is still unclear, but investigators believe the man was targeted. According to witnesses, there were two people in the car.
Somebody was driving, because the person got in the passenger side.
This video was highly requested. I had to do a lot of homework and a lot of research. We're going to the 8. We got to talk about one of the two owners of the successful hip-hop label, QC, based out of Atlanta. In early February of 2023, reports had came out that Hype had ended up buying Quality Control for $300 million in a deal that led by Scooter Braun. Now, of course, you know I'm not here to tell you whether that was a good deal or not. But QCP, one of the two owners who we'll discuss in this video, he'd been in the limelight recently for allegations of telling on some prior cases. And a lot of it been from scattered paperwork being released. But I got the whole paperwork, and after doing my research, it seemed QCP might have told on a couple people. Now it seems QCP got a man a decade based on his testimony alone. But the strange thing about this case is after the man was released, who we'll later discuss, he was gunned down 9 months after being released and what authorities claim to be an unsolved murder and was targeted. With people close to the victim saying an M for hire. Now I know at the end of this video, you guys want to have a clear understanding if QCP snitched or not. I'm going to say this before we start the video. It's no doubt that he made a statement to authorities that led to an arrest. But whether or not he's a street cat or a civilian not in the streets, that's up for you guys to decide. I'm here to present the facts and keep my personal opinions to myself. So with all that being said, remember family, I won't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to jump right to it. Pierre Thomas, a.k.a. P. He started QC in 2013. He was one of two founders, the second owner being Coach K. Coach K was once managers to Young Jeezy and Gucci Mane. Now QCP will publicly admit to his close relationship to the hip-hop legend Gucci Mane, and publicly talks about how he managed to get his first successful artist after the failed...
I still don't understand how Gucci Mane is considered like a hip-hop legend. Bro, his music is... who listens to Gucci Mane?
attempt to run a label before QC. Now, he managed to get his first artist from Gucci Mane after he was incarcerated. But in fact, there wasn't just one artist. It was a group that turned out to be legendary, R&P Takeoff. The one and only Migos. Now, it seems as if now they having some family issues, but it don't take away from the greatness that they showcase to the public, making a name for themselves almost immediately after doing they signing to QC. After doing a song called Versace that was over a trap beat original produced by the legendary A producer, Zaytoven. The track Versace managed to rack up over 30 million views and managed to get a remix by the one and only Drake.
Versace, 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 Versace.
Oh, snap, that's them.
Shortly after, QC would land another
I didn't even know that was the
kid
Migos.
from the A. He managed to have his own lane, even once having a commercial on Sprite with the legendary LeBron James. Lil Yachty. The Sprite commercial had previewed Lil Yachty's debut hit, Cold as Minnesota, saying, "Cold as a Sprite soda."
Let's get one thing straight. I never tell you to drink Sprite, even if I was in a commercial for Sprite, which I am, or you were watching it, which you are. I wouldn't tell you to drink it, no matter what that cue card says.
Bro, man, say it.
No. Even if you just eating tacos with extra hot sauce and you were holding an extra cold Sprite, and for some reason you're waiting for me to tell you to drink it, I still wouldn't tell you to drink that thirst-quenching Sprite. Even if this were a metaphor about Sprite, and I was talking about Sprite, and Little Yachty here was paid by Sprite to write lyrics about Sprite, I still wouldn't tell you to drink Sprite. And even if all these cool influencer people were holding one, I still wouldn't tell you to drink a cool, crisp, refreshing lemon lime Sprite. I'd ask you, you want a Sprite?
It took QC. Now, the artist that took QC to the next level after the Migos run was Atlanta's Baby's GOAT, Lil Baby. Lil Baby would be one of the first rappers to make a freestyle chart on the Hot 100. This song managed to have a video that was an in-studio performance alongside QCP eating, saying, "Lil Baby, that's how you feel" at the end of the video. This video managed to have over 500 million views and counting.
TB, I'm in this bitch before trade. I just pulled on me a A. Real nigga all in my face. 500.
At this point, to the public eye, QC is the label to be and still can be to this day. Now to the reason we here today. As we mentioned, one of the owners have been having allegations of telling. Before you throw that jacket on someone, you want to make sure it's the truth. After a defendant in his case ended up losing his life only 9 months after being released from prison after doing 10 years, his paperwork has been surfacing. You want to make sure it's the truth. After a defendant in his case ended up losing his life only 9 months after being released from prison after doing 10 years, his paperwork has been surfacing. And the witness in his case is Pierre Thomas, a.k.a. QCP. Fam, meet Antarius McClinton, a.k.a. Stunner. Now, he was the guy who lost his life only 9 months after being released from prison from a gentleman from this car you see on the screen above. Stunner was also a local rapper. Check out one of his performances.
Say it right, we straight.
The plug.
Hey, now we.
Did they just high five? Nah, they just high fived.
The plug.
Hey, now we ain't finished yet. I'm starting the underboss. I sit back and get the shit. My bitches just swimming with it. Yeah, I said it, smash that.
You can see, Stunner was a huge influence for his neighborhood. In the paperwork on one of the incidents, it stated on May 28, 2007, I spoke with detective of Atlanta Police Department. I was advised that the suspect, Antarius McClinton, was arrested for attempting to shoot the eyewitness and victim at the iconic Lennox Square Mall located in Buckhead. He was charged with aggravated assault and transported to the Fulton County Jail. Now, as you can see, the person incident report is the officer, badge 819 Randolph Richard Lee. It was a follow-up report that was written 6/1/2010. Now, the witness that authorities claim Stunner was trying to shoot at in the mall was QCP. Now, at this point, I want you guys to stay with me, family. We're going to disclose what QCP had gave to authorities that happened inside the mall. But let's go over why he was a witness in Stunner's case. Now, it seems a year before the mall incident, QCP was allegedly shot in College Park. Now, QCP managed to tell authorities on the 17th of December in 2009 that he went to his friend's house on College Park, leaving Cleveland Avenue. He went there to watch the game where he wanted to bet on. Suddenly, a man had came to the door, a guy with a mohawk and bad tattoos on the face and arm. He went on to say that the man he came there with had left, and the guy whose apartment it was had ended up walking his dog and said he'd be right back. He told the guy at the door that he'd be right back. When Q came back from walking the dog, it seems he let the guy with the mohawk inside the building. P allegedly then going to say that the guy with the mohawk started counting his money. Q went to above the stove where he kept his marijuana, I guess to make a transaction. Once Q was preoccupied, the guy counting his money had started to fire, instantly shooting Q. In the incident report, it states that P saw this and started running towards the back. The guy started to shoot at him, shattering in the slide glass door. P jumped over and started to crawl to a neighbor house and asked for help. While he was crawling, he was struck by the second round of gunfire. And all this was the statement that allegedly QCP had gave to authorities. Now at the time, according to the report, Pete didn't know the guy Q had let in, but he said that he'd seen him somewhere before. He described him as a dark-skinned black male, about 6 feet tall, roundish face, early 20s, about 200 pounds, had a mohawk cut. He also advised that he had tattoos on either his face or neck. I asked if Mr. Thomas, according to authorities saying this, if he would be able to recognize the suspect if he saw him again in the lineup. He said he could. The detective left his car with Mr. Thomas and told him that he'd be in touch. Now, on 1/27/2010, it seemed when authorities met with P, he threw some salt in the game. Because when he gave a photo lineup when authorities gave P a photo lineup, he didn't pick out the right number. He picked up number 4, which was another gentleman that go by the name of Michael Hill. But also, months later, on May 3rd, 2010, only a couple days before his birthday, P had met up with authorities, and he had advised them that a subject called Stunner had been involved in an incident, according to his friend. He went on to say that he believed that Stunner was shot or assaulted in the city of Atlanta just a week before then, which was true. After authorities were confirmed 2 days later, May 7, 2010, they would meet up with Pete once again and actually show him the suspect lineup, and he would now pick out Stunner as the guy who shot his friend Dennis, and warrants was obtained immediately after. 2 weeks after Pete's birthday, it was reported in a police report that Stunner was arrested after attempting to try to shoot the eyewitness and the victim of the incident at Lenox Mall. And you know now, the victim was P. So now you guys know how he a witness. On May 27, 2010 at Lenox Mall, investigators said they received a call from the mall stating that Pierre Thomas had recognized McClinton as the guy who shot his friend, which led to warrants being issued for McClinton's arrest. Thomas said he confronted McClinton, aka Stunner. He chased him to his vehicle. That's when P said Stunner had retrieved a black handgun from his vehicle and chased P back into the mall, said, "I'm going to kill you." Also stating that he was in fear for his life. So maybe P was lying to the detectives as far as the description at first, because Stunner was arrested that day the mall incident went down. But he didn't get arrested for M1 because he didn't fit the description. But he did get 10 years for chasing P with a firearm throughout the mall. He was later released in 2019. He was gunned down steps from his residence from a drive-by shooting in broad daylight, in a case that's still unsolved to this day.
So I feel like, I don't know, just looking at the situation for what it is, it seems like the CEO definitely has something to do with this man's death that just got out. Because he gets out and 9 months later, he gets shot and killed. It seems like the CEO is the main person he had beef with. And we know that a lot of times the CEOs and these people that have money like that, they could pull a couple of strings when it comes to the feds and not have to face any charges.
New details tonight in a deadly drive-by shooting. Atlanta police are looking for the SUV that you see in this video. It was caught on camera back on October the 15th, driving on Fennel Way, just minutes before a man was gunned down.
Fox 5's Elizabeth Rollins joins us now live from police headquarters. And Elizabeth, you spoke to one woman who heard the gunshots.
I sure did. As you can imagine, this is obviously a pretty scary thing. She hears a gunshot. She walks outside, realizes it's all unfolding right in front of her house. Atlanta Police Department releasing this surveillance video from the morning of October 15th, showing a car driving down Fennell Way in southwest Atlanta. Minutes later, investigators say a man was gunned down. We spoke to a neighbor. She didn't want to be identified.
She didn't want to be identified, so they showed us them dogs. Them dogs is crazy. Yo, imagine having your dogs on the news.
Video from the morning of October 15th, showing a car driving down Fennell Way in southwest Atlanta. Minutes later, investigators say a man was gunned down. We spoke to a neighbor. She didn't want to be identified because of what she heard and saw.
7 shots.
Was it like really fast or
Yeah.
like, well, it was
Yeah,
just like...
boom, 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 boom. Wow. And that's what made me look out the window, and that's when I saw, couldn't see what kind of car, couldn't see his face or anything, because he ran and got in on the passenger side, and then they took off.
According to neighbors, the victim had recently moved in with family members who lived on the street. The circumstances surrounding the shooting is still unclear, but investigators believe the man was targeted. According to witnesses, there were 2 people in the car.
Somebody was driving, because the person got in the passenger side.
It's possible that it could be an older model Kia Sorento.
According to police, there are not many violent crimes in this area. It's been 3 weeks since it happened, and neighbors are still very concerned and unsettled.
It's kind of scary. It is. A little overwhelming because, you don't know what to look for or if someone is going to come back and try to retaliate, again.
I need to get some more security, and I don't have cameras.
Now coming up all new at 6, we're going to hear more from neighbors and why they say they believe that this isn't the first time that this man was targeted, and we'll have those details coming up all new at 6. For now, we're live in downtown Atlanta. Elizabeth Rollins, Fox 5 News.
As we mentioned, this happened in 2019. This same year, people go to Instagram and talk about how someone had ended up shooting up his house.
To do this, but I want to send a clear message. I want to send a clear message to the intruders that came and thought because I was in Miami last night and that y'all thought y'all was going to come break in my house. Y'all thought y'all was going to come lay on me and thought y'all was going to get something. How you tore my alarm system off. You came and prowled my back door and broke in my house. I'm letting you know that this is a clear warning. Y'all know what happened last night. And I don't think you'll ever try that again. Be grateful and thankful that you're living. Be grateful and thankful that you're living. Do not, never come back over here, ever in life. Listen, y'all need to do better work about securing this neighborhood. It should never be no shootings in here or nothing. And I'm letting you niggas know I'm not no industry nigga. Don't do that no more. Don't do it.
No one really knows if it was related, but I'm just here to present the facts, and it happened around the same time.
That was definitely related. So basically what happened, he ended up snitching on someone that ended up getting 10 years. The dude that did 10 years, did his 10 years, came out. 9 months later, he ends up getting shot and killed. And then after that, now people are breaking into this house. It seems like it seems like a lot of back and forth.
In the same year. Now before we wrap this one up, the victims who lost their life that we discussed in this story, may they rest in peace and love condolences to their family. Fam, let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And till then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
I don't know. The Atlanta CEO's friend was killed in front of him. He told authorities everything. Dang, I might have missed the part, but I didn't come across the part where his friend was killed. Because I know the person that did 10 years was the person that chased him, the CEO, in the mall with the gun. He ended up going to jail, which wasn't his friend. Why would he be chasing him with a gun? He came out, died, and now a lot of back and forth. So it seems as if after coming out, after doing 10 years and then dying after being out for 9 months, I feel like the main and only person that we see he had beef with was this Atlanta record owner, the label owner. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think he actually set a hit out on this person once he came out? Just, it could be for his own safety or retaliation or whatever it is, or just because of beef. Do you think the CEO had put a hit on this dude that ended up dying? All right, guys. Comment that down below. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure you do smash the like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. The same way you're going to catch me in the next one. Peace. Love ya.